Hello, welcome back to Wendy's Colouring, and today is my favourite colouring books for 2023, for the year of 2023. The books I've picked are not necessarily just released in 2023, they are books that I've acquired during that year. So some of them are older, some of them are new release. But yeah, they're books that I've acquired during the year. Obviously, books are always incoming. Might be time for some outgoing books soon because my little room is quite full of books, as you might imagine. I love a lot of my books and I could have picked the entire shelf. A few people have asked me how many books I have. Too many is the honest answer to that. I've never seriously sat down and counted them properly, but I think I'm probably 300 plus at this point, and that's without looking downstairs in the bookshelf, because I have a lot of textile books as well, so I'm not even counting those. Too many books. I need a library, that's what I need. Anyway, I love books of all kinds. First book in, I thought this was a lovely release this year. I've only done one page in it, but Spooky Colouring Book by Sarah Swecki. Probably said that wrong, apologies. But yeah, I think this is a lovely little cute book. I'm not a great Halloween colourer, as you probably know if you follow me. I swerve jars and bottles quite often because they're a little bit more work, aren't they? You've got to think about it a little bit. But I think this is such a cute book. It's not a massive book, but the paper in it is really nice. The drawings are a little bit different, but it feels really approachable. I think that's what I like about it. It's cute, it's a little bit quirky. I quite like some of the little characters in it. I think that's one of the things I've realised about myself this year, particularly in my colouring, that I love serious art. There's some amazing serious arty colouring books. But yeah, there is the one I've done this year. I forget what I did that in now. Have I taken the sticker off? Yes, I have, stupidly. I have a feeling it was Arteza or something like that. It feels like Arteza. You know, that slightly waxiness to it. But yeah, I really like some little quirky characters in my colouring. Like I say, I'll do some serious pages, and I really admire a lot of other colourists' serious pages. But I think for my colouring pleasure, I do enjoy some nice little quirky, little silly characters, something that makes you smile. I mean, there is a little bit serious, aren't they? Seriously scary pants. Look at them. Snaky heads in them. But yeah, I just think this book is lovely. It's interesting drawings. It's a little bit different. The paper quality, you know, it's almost card-like, this paper. I think it's just a good quality print. It's nicely printed. I have no criticism for this book at all. I think it's a great little book. I think this publisher should definitely produce more colouring books because they have done this one so well. I mean, look at that. Just even the cover. It's just really nicely done. I'd like a hardback book, but you know, even so, I think this is a lovely book. Can't recommend it enough. I need to do some more pages in it. Yeah, I think it's lovely. Certainly in my faves for this year, for last year that's just gone. Spooky Colouring Book for 2023, I think is a great book. If you don't have it, I would definitely invest in that. Then I've got some books that are more than one book. I think there is another one, isn't there? But I think for the moment, 2 is enough for me. Obviously, neither of these books are new books, new releases. But I think what I have realised this year more is that I am enjoying colouring on better paper this year, particularly. I have got some Amazon books in my pile because, you know, I have certain favourites that probably always going to be favourites. But yeah, when you want a break from the Amazon paper and you want something really nice to colour on, the paper in these books are just, yeah, the bee's knees. I think this might even be my most favourite paper to work on. It takes colouring pencils so beautifully. I just love the feeling of it. So I think I bought this one, Mermaids. I've only done one in it, and I'll be honest, when I came to actually work on this, I was like, oh, mermaids, I'm kind of over it. I don't want to do mermaids. But I loved working on this page, and yeah, I think I will do. I really like these kind of thin panelled ones at the back. I think there's a couple, isn't there? And I think, yeah, those are going to be done fairly soon because I quite like some of those, that one in particular. But the paper in it is just so lovely to work on. If I'm really honest, I don't super love this eyelashes thing she does. It's not really for me. But I love working on this page just so much, and the rest of the image is so beautiful. I can kind of see past the ridiculous eyelashes. Can't talk, sorry. But yeah, this was the one I did. So obviously I've used paint on it. What have I actually used? Luminance and Derwent for a skin. Tails Holbein. Background. Oh yeah, my Culture Hustle Stuart Semple paints. They are lovely paints as well. And a bit of metallic watercolour of my own in there. But yeah, I've really enjoyed working on this page, and I'll definitely do some more in it, just because I really enjoy working on this paper. It's quite smooth, but it takes the watercolour well, it takes the coloured pencils really, like, look at that, that's a beautiful page. All this down here, it's just, yeah, it's a stunning book, isn't it? It's not new, easily available on Amazon most of the time, and I liked that one so much, I thought, actually, this kind of theme might work better for me. So I've got the Fantasy Art Adventure version colouring book. So I think this is all kind of fairies and things like that, isn't it? So so again, I've done one in this year. I think I only got this kind of in the summer, late summer. So I've not actually had this one too long. I've done one somewhere. Some of these I really would like to do though. If time was no issue. Oh yeah, I've done that one recently. Lily. I did enjoy it. Did I do that in November? I think I did that in November, didn't I? But yeah, I think they're both lovely books, and I'm sure the third one is. I can't remember off the top of my head what the third one's called. But again, if you want really nice paper, beautiful drawings, these are lovely books. And yeah, I can see myself doing most of the images in these and enjoying it. I like them a lot. From having sat on my case, I'm like, no, I'm not sure it's for me. As soon as I worked in it, I realised I was an idiot. Another one that I do really like, again, bit of a surprise. Not a great sea life colourer, but this year I have enjoyed a little bit of my sea life colouring. And I think this is just, I mean, I said it at the time when I flipped through this one this year. I think this is just a stunning book. You just look at it. It's worth having propped up in your room just to look at it, because I don't know what it is about this blue and the silver. I think it's lovely. I think this is one of her better ones in this smaller format. I think it's lovely. Again, it's another book I would like to do a bit more in this year. I am a slow colourist. My chances of me finishing books are very slim. There's a flip of this on my channel if you want a serious look of it. But yeah, I've done that one this year. I think it's some Renaissance paints in the background. I think it was her newest ones. And probably the pencil work is luminance, because I tend to go for luminance in Hannah's books. Her paper, again, is quite smooth, but I do really like it. I still think Jasmine Beckett paper is slightly better. I think it's a little bit thicker, but I do really like it. And you can throw quite a lot on Hannah's paper anyway, on all her editions. But yeah, I think this is a lovely book. Again, if you haven't got it, it is one I would get. I always get the original Swedish. I don't know why, just always have. I like their paper. I think they always bind it really beautifully, and obviously the cover is as Hannah intended it, because that's how she's designed it. Whereas I think some of the other versions are not always quite as nice to look at, and I love this cover, as you might have already noticed. What an idiot I am. Another book which I think is stunning, but let's be honest, for the price it should be. Little Secrets from My Fairy House. I think I did get this in December 2022, so I'm slightly cheating putting this book in my pile. But I do think, again, in terms of books that you really value and you look at in your shelf and just think, this is a work of art in its own self. I love the side binding when it's in the bookcase. You know where it is straight away. If I was designing a book for myself, I'd love to do a book that looked like that on the side, because it's just stunning, isn't it? Look at the mess I've made of it already, those scratches from working it on my desk. I should put covers on, shouldn't I really? But I do think it's a beautiful book. I think the drawings in this book are also really lovely. They get a bit more complicated, I think. Every later release she does gets a bit more involved. If I got out the kind of first book, it's much, much more simple than some of these later books. And this book is the same in that respect, in that it's, you know, the pages are complicated pages, but they are my favourite little quirky, little friendly little characters. They're just a lovely little happy little world that they live in these books, aren't they? They make me smile. I enjoy the pleasure of just the pure silliness of some of it in this book. And obviously it's kind of forest woodlandy theme, which I just feel comfortable with. It's a comfort blanket in colouring for me, I think. I just think they're lovely, lovely books. Again, there's a flip somewhere on the channel. I don't know what I was testing there. Who knows? Can't remember. Was it the black edition pencils? I have a feeling it was those. They look alright on there, don't they? But yeah, it's a lovely book. As you can see, I've still got an awful lot still to colour in it. I've done a couple. I've done that little mermaidy page with the very strange octopus. And I've done the flamingo with the gold background. But yeah, lovely books. I suppose the reason I don't colour in it much is because I kind of think, oh, how long is it going to take me? That's a lovely page, isn't it? Although, what is this? Looks like a giant midget gem. Do you have them in other places? I don't know if you do. Maybe it's cream. Maybe I'm talking rubbish. But yeah, lovely, lovely pages. But sometimes I look at them and think, oh, it's a bit much. That's beautiful as well, isn't it? See, it's fatal looking through my bookshelf, looking for good, interesting books that I really love, because then I think, oh, I want to colour that one now. I want to colour that one now. I want to colour that one now. I want to colour that one. I haven't got time. Got to go work. Sorry. But yeah, I think, again, I know they're not easy to get. I know they're expensive. Paper is lovely, really amazing paper. Again, quite a smooth paper, but they do take... I always use my Holbeins, I think, in here now. I wasn't enjoying the feel of my luminance on here, so generally most of my colour work in this book is Holbeins. Occasionally I use a bit of light fast on it as well, and obviously I've used quite a bit of watercolour in backgrounds and bits and pieces in this one this year. But paper's lovely, just slightly strange paper, so I prefer my Holbeins in it. And I think the Holbein colour palette suits her work anyway, because it's kind of this kind of colour palette. Little Secrets from My Fairy House by Clara Markova. I know it's a fortune to lots of different places. It wasn't cheap for me either, but I do love it. Some things are worth shelling out on. Now, one of the last books in this last year, 2023, was this lovely new one from Maria Trolle, Starfall. I think, again, just some beautiful books published during 2023, and this is no exception. Another cover that, again, you just want to show. I prefer it to all of these covers. I just think it's a work of art in itself. Ums and ahs, lots of different people's opinions about this book. Some people find it a bit more simple than some of her other ones. I actually quite like that they're a little bit more simple. Takes the pressure off a little bit, can play about in the backgrounds a little bit more. I think I've not worked in it yet just because I've been ill really over November and December while I've had it. And I just haven't got to my colouring in the same way. But I'm looking forward to working in this one. I think it's a lovely book. The images feel a bit more my cup of tea. And I like it, it's a little bit more creative. It's a little bit different to some of her other offerings that she has. She obviously has quite a few books out and available, but this I feel is something a bit different, offers something a bit different, and I just love the look of it. It's a stunner on the bookshelf. Again, I think it's a beautiful book. Now then, back to some Amazon books. I think one book I have worked quite a bit in is Mystery Island by Coco Wyo. I haven't bought a huge amount of Coco Wyo. And I think I did buy this towards the end of 2022. So again, it's a bit of a cheap book. But it is a book that I have to hand on the bottom shelf quite near where my desk is here a lot for a reason. Because I do just think, again, cute characters. Paper obviously isn't great. It's an 8x8, so it's, again, when you're busy, it's a nice quick colour. As you can see, I've got pages that I'm attempting to get to. I just think, again, it's silly, nice little characters. They make me smile when I'm working on them. I've no love for this paper, I can't lie. I think I have done a lot of this. Was this Holbein? Or was I using my colours on this one? I've got 2 books this size, one of which I was doing all colours, I think, and the other I was doing Holbein, and I can't remember which one's which now. I'm looking at it, I still can't remember. I have a feeling this was my Holbein book, but I could be wrong. But yeah, Amazon paper, I've got to be honest, I hate these black backgrounds. I wish they wouldn't do them. I don't see the point of it. It just dirties up the page behind, but particularly if you've already coloured it, that's quite annoying. I know I should put papers in between. Sometimes I do if I'm feeling, you know, efficient. It's not very often at the moment. But again, I just love the characters. There's so much of this that, again, I flick through and think, oh, we should have done that. We should just, as you can see, I've got a thing in that page. Oh yeah, I quite fancied that. This whole book, I know you're supposed to cut it out and join it all up together and it makes a big picture, this book, doesn't it? But I'm never going to do that. That's not going to happen. I don't know where all my other coloured ones is. I've done a few in here, I know I have. Oh yeah, towards the back there, but there's another one that I've skipped past somehow. I think that was the first one I did in here. But there's some more somewhere as well. But I don't know where they are. Amazon paper. I think that's my other bugbear. Obviously the paper's not great. If I could have bought this as a PDF, I think I probably would have. Because I love the drawing in it. Mystery Island, Kogawayo. Then my other favourite Amazon artist, probably fairly predictable for me, isn't it really, is R.J. Hampson. Obviously he's got a lot of really nice releases out this year. I think Frog's Tale was the year before, but you know, it's a favourite, so I can't help keep pulling it out. This year's releases, Moonlight Mischief, let's have a look at that first, really. I do like, obviously I have 2 copies now. I have the hardback and my original softback that has all the extra bits in the back. R.J. Hampson's pages for me, again, if I'm having a really rubbish day, and I mean a rubbish day, and I've got the energy left to still colour, R.J. Hampson is undoubtedly the book that I pull out most often because the characters just make me smile. I enjoy working them, and it perhaps sounds ridiculous, but they're the kind of pages that I look at and in my head I can see them coloured. I don't have to think, what am I going to do with that? What am I going to do with that background? What am I going to do with that ladybug? It's in my head. I already know what these look like in my head. So you can literally just get on and do it. They're not pages I worry about. They're not pages I plan. They're literally pages that just feel like they colour themselves to me. And perhaps that sounds ridiculous. I don't know. They just, yeah, feel so natural to me. I just enjoy colouring them so much. Wish I had more time to do more of them. I wish they didn't take me so long, because colouring does take me so long. I am a slow colourer. Generally, I do it the hard way with colour pencil most of the time. I think both of these pages are all, yeah. Was the other one? I don't know why I'm looking. We don't care whether I've coloured them in markers or pencil, do we? But most of the time, even in R.J. Hampson's, yeah, that was the back of that page. They're all in pencil. Quite often they're in lumens, which is just criminal on Amazon paper. I have been using my colours. I think some of these were my colours, actually. And I've been quite pleased with them on Amazon paper. They kind of feel like they need a little bit of texture. And obviously, Amazon paper has a bit of texture. But yeah, I just love working on these pages. There's still loads that I think, when I look through this book, oh, see that one, I've done a little bit of alcohol markers on, but I want to do some more. I want to do some more in it. I think I've done one in this, the newer one. Or have I? I might just have made that up. I don't know. I should have marked these pages for you, but I didn't. Oh yeah, I've done that one in the new paper. That I've quite enjoyed as well. So Moonlight Mischief, I've definitely really enjoyed, and there's still, that's the reason I bought the hardback version, because there's still loads of pages in there that I would either like to do again. I don't love what I did with the that carrot shot page, this one. I don't love what I did with that. I might like to do that one again. There's lots of others in there that I would definitely like to do again. The other book that I've really enjoyed this year from R.J. Hampson, let me move that one out of the way. Again, the reason I've got two is because I just think they're lovely books. Really enjoyed the pages in this one as well. So many pages, not enough time. Lovely page, definitely going to do that in my second copy. I love all these little jars that are here, just cute little bits and pieces in them, cheeky items. Yeah, just love the imagination of it. It's really interesting work. And then you get a kind of random cultural reference that's in there as well, that just really breaks up some of the silliness that's in them to make it a bit more interesting to work on. I think there is a colour along for that if you want to follow along somewhere on the channel. Only a quick one. Done in the wrong colour. Don't look. But again, really enjoyed it. Quite a different kind of page for me. Still want to do this one. And this is the thing with his books. There's quite often I'm flicking through and I'm like, no, I still want to do that one. I still want to do that one. And he keeps bringing new ones out. I've not got enough time. Too many pages, not enough time. I don't know if I've done one in here yet. I can't remember. Oh, I have by the look of it. Oh yeah, I need to do another coat round the edge. It's bugging me a little bit, that. But yeah, done one of Mr. Froggy in there as well. Also, really lovely books. And then, new one, old one. Frog's Tale will always be my favourite. I have got the hardback version of this as well. Going to do some more in Frog's Tale this year, definitely. Just a lovely book. Again, I like the palette, just seems completely logical to me. I enjoy colouring this character in so much. It's just a lovely book, one of my faves. And then Serendipity, new one this month. Again, this year. Sorry, this cold is just affecting my brain. Some of these are just so, like this one, I do really want to do. I think it's a great page. I want to do this one. Want to do this one. There's a real mix in this book. But again, really love them. Fave, obviously. I'm hiding the one I've done already because you've not seen it yet. So we'll just skip past that one. But yeah. Another book full of amazing little characters that I want to do more in, so this will definitely be popping up again, well, definitely in January, because as you can see I've already done one that I'm not showing you, but R.J. Hampson, Serendipity, always one of my favourite illustrators, will always be my favourite. I think I can't see it not being. The other constant favourite that pops back up quite regularly, and I think I had this in my favourites for last year. If I want something quick and I've not got much time and I don't mind just getting some markers out and doing a little bit, Welcome to the Village, cozy colouring book. I don't think you can get it anymore. I don't think it's on Amazon anymore. I think Nintendo have put their foot down. But this is a cute little fun book. I think I've done about 4 in this little book. Some marker, some pencil. As you can see, quite often do a marker base in this book. Just think they're fun, they're quirky, they've hit the make me smile, totally pointless, silly little pages that I really enjoy working on. I think it's a lovely book. Welcome to the Village. It's got free PDFs of later ones on this same theme. I can't remember off the top of my head what they're called, but I have linked them in past videos. But if you go to his Ko-fi, they're all on there. You can download the free versions of the updated ones of those, but not that exact book. Then my last Amazon book, which I think I only got late towards the end of November, Fantasy Jars, A Whimsical Journey by Miranda Klein. You get a little PDF version of this, and I am going to print this book out. I've decided. Let me hide the little PDF link, because again, these just really appeal to me. The cute little characters. I think I've done that one in this one this year, but they're just lovely little pages. Again, great for a quick colour, but I love a cute little monster here and there. I love a forest, woodland page, woodland creatures really appeal. And this has just got heaps of all the little bugs. Little bugs. I do like doing little bugs occasionally as well. Cute little mice. A little merry-go-round. Love. It's just, yeah, I love the drawing in it. I think it's really cute. And not massive little huge pages to do. They're little cute drawings that you can get through quite quickly, but really beautiful in their own little right. Quite a new book to me. I made a mess of it already, or maybe Amazon made a mess of it already. Who knows? My cover's got a bit funny marks on it already, but because you get the PDF as well, I think it's a bargain little buy. Fancy jars, love it. Then 2 little foreign books, both, I think this one's Korean, I think the other one's Japanese. This, I think, is undoubtedly my most favourite watercolour book. I haven't got loads of watercolour books, got about maybe 5, but this is my favourite, without a shadow of a doubt. It's not an easy book to get, apologies. I think I have linked it in a couple of other videos. I'll try, it will, probably is available on Etsy. It will be expensive. It is quite a heavy book because the paper's such good quality in it, and it's quite a chunky book. The watercolour and colouring pencil colouring book, illustration colouring book of the Star World by I'm not even going to slaughter that by that person. But it's really beautiful. It's a really high quality made book. You've got proper watercolour paper. You can use proper watercolour on it. You get the coloured print and obviously the page for you to work in. You get duplicates, so you can take one out, frame one, and they are kind of, I suppose if you've got small children, these are the kind of images that you could frame in a child's bedroom and that could look really beautiful if you did them. I obviously won't, I'll keep them in my book. I think I've done one this year in here, and it's purely because of the fear factor that it's such a beautiful book and I don't want to ruin it. I did enjoy working it though, and I think now I've done one, I'm hoping I'll get a few more done this year in this book, because it's so, like this one, as you can see, it's got a whale in, probably from Halloween. This one in particular I do really like, although this colour palette scares me slightly, but I might not do it the same. I kind of feel that I don't have to do it the same now. But it's a lovely book to work in. It's really pretty. That's obviously the one I did this year. It's got a bit of metallic at the bottom. Most of this I have painted. There are only a small few details that I did pick up. My super colours, just that small set that I had to work, just some of the skin and the body in. Most of the background and the trees and all of this I did paint. I think I did a little bit of detail work in the bushes at the front on the gnome. But yeah, it's so, as you can see, it's curling a little bit. It's hard to show really. But because it's watercolour card, it's not actually warped. It's just slightly bent really. But it's great quality book. The drawings, again, I think are really pretty. Beautiful book. Obviously you get some little sample practice pages at the front. This is the lovely artist that made it. Beautiful book. Definitely, again, really good quality book. If you want to try watercolour, I think this is a lovely book to start in. There are a couple of exercises there at the front that can start you off. Lovely. If I can see it, I'll try and add you a link just for this one, because I know it's not the easiest thing to search for. And then my last one, I'm very bad. I've picked this out in my colouring plans so many times, and I think this is a stunning book. I think out of all of these Japanese books, this one is my favourite. Tamiki's colouring book series, Yuki-san's fairy tale fantasy picture book. It goes on the title, we won't go all of them. But this one, I know why I haven't coloured it, because the pages are so lovely. The drawings are really cute. They're quite detailed. I've picked quite a few pages over the months, and I keep checking it out because of the detail, really, which is a terrible excuse. But I think the book is absolutely stunning. And when I look at all of these series, I think this is my favourite. Again, it's got a slight foresty vibe, which suits me. I just enjoy working with greens, I think. It's probably because I live in the north of the UK. It rains a lot where I am. green is the colour I'm used to quite a lot, because it rarely dries out because it's so wet. So maybe it's just because I'm so used to it, but I just love a lot of the silly, like the little bag, the cup. Just, it's so cute. I love the extra little details. I love looking through this book. When I'm picking pages, I'm like, oh, look at that look at that balloon. It's cute. You kind of got the scene coming off the surface of it, the little ivy trailing on it. There's just so much detail in it. And when I'm looking at it, that is what appeals. But when I'm colouring it, then I'm like, that's going to take me so long. Why? I've not got time to do that this month. Which is why I haven't yet actually approached it. But there's a couple of pages in here that are just constantly in my mind. I really want this one. I think is stunning. I think Pretty Pages did this double. It's so beautiful. If you've not seen it, definitely worth looking back through her videos to find her lovely piece of work on this, because it is really beautifully done. Very nice. But I'm not a great lover of jars, but these just appeal. I think they're really lovely, even though I'll be umming and ahhing about the glass. This, I think, is really pretty, with the little costumes for the furries. So, it's just so sweet. Maybe it's a little bit too... Little journal pages. Is it too sweet? I don't know. But I think it's just a beautiful book. It's undoubtedly... like, book houses, love it. Yeah. I might do a bit in it now. Because, yeah, it's such a lovely book. I think it is my favourite out of this series, even though I've been naughty and not coloured in it. I look at it lots, and I do still want to colour in it. And I think that's what I'm going to say about all of this pile that I've selected today. They're books that when I see them on the shelf, I know I want to colour in them. Most of the time when I look at them, oh, I'd like to do that one. Oh, I can kind of see that one in my head already, how it's going to look. I've just got to actually physically do it. And yeah, this definitely sits into that pile. Paper's nice. They take lots of materials, and it's so cute. I don't think I've actually even counted how many other books there were. I could keep going, I could. I've got lots on the shelf, but I think my ultimate faves, even though some of them are not touched, are definitely this pile. That they just appeal to me in a way that some books never quite do. They are just, my cup of tea for colouring. I've probably waffled on for quite a long time about daft books. Who knows? Anyway, hopefully these are useful to you. They're not all new, but they are books that I really do adore and love. I love the artwork in them. And so for that reason, they are definitely my picks from 2023 that have been arriving in my room, most of them, during that time. Thank you very much for watching. Always interested in your opinions. If you've got a fave that I've not mentioned that you think I should have, probably, I would imagine. If you've got some books that I haven't got, that also would be interesting. Not that I need any more books, let's be honest. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.